Gar's name should be familiar to you by now. He was on the Moxley case since the beginning. It was Gar who'd been a police dispatcher the morning of Halloween 1975, when Dorothy Moxley first called to report her daughter missing. He was Glench's rebel detective, he of the ponytail and the acting headshot. I reached out to Gar for this podcast, but he ignored my calls and the certified letters that I wrote. The clip of his voice you just heard, and the ones that follow, are from interviews Gar did with Goodman. But we have an even more comprehensive source.
Not really, just...
In 2004,
do
9
some
years
stuff.
after Newsday reporter Len Levitt published their scoops about the Skakel brothers changing their stories, Levitt published Conviction, Solving the Moxley Murder, a book documenting Gar's history with the case.
Thank you.
Although only
Thank you,
Levitt's
my
name on the
friend.
cover, it was very much a collaboration with Gar, who took half of the small book events. Much of what you're going to hear about Gar comes directly from that book. For years, Gar had worked under Jack Solomon, the state's attorney's chief investigator, as they tried to build a case against the Skakel tutor, Ken Littleton. In 1995, 3 years after Solomon's disastrous final meeting with Littleton, following his questionable failed polygraph, and just months before those leaks made Newsday, Solomon retired. Gar stepped into his job, taking over the Moxley case. When Gar left the Greenwich Police Department and reported to his new digs in the Bridgeport offices of the Fairfield County State's Attorney, he moved from one of the wealthiest towns in Connecticut a half hour north to one of the poorest. Unlike Solomon, Gar had no junior partner. The Moxley case was now his and his alone.
When I left Greenwich, I took a work up there because there's nobody out of this department now.
Thank you, my dear.
Everyone else is retired.
It would seem to be a cause for celebration, but also immediately seems miserable in his. The case was now colder than cold. So cold that cops had by then consulted with 8 psychics, one of them only 11 years old. And not only were the Skakels refusing to speak with Gar, now, thanks to Solomon's handiwork, so was Ken Littleton. Gar felt confident the case would not be solved by forensics, because there were effectively none to speak of, besides a few hairs gathered from the crime scene that didn't conclusively match any known suspects. Investigators never found semen, saliva, or fingerprints. And if not witness the murder hadn't come through yet, it seemed highly unlikely that one ever would. The only thing that would finally solve the case was a confession, or locating a witness to a confession. Gar would need to cast a wide net. In 1995, as a Hail Mary, he tried to interest the producers of various crime TV shows who were on a segment of the case that would hopefully yield some new tips.
Hello, my loves.
No dice, each one told him. There simply wasn't enough interest in an old case, as Gar would later explain on Dateline.
I had gone to television and wanted this to be broadcast as a segment, and I had been turned
Hi,
down
darling.
because of the lack of any new information that they felt they needed in order to get this on the air.
But then fate, courtesy of whoever leaked the details of the Sutton investigation to Newsday, did him a solid. People were again talking about Greenwich's most notorious unsolved crime. Frank Gar went straight to his boss, Don Brown, the longtime state's attorney for Fairfield County, Newsday articles in hand. But Brown was unfazed. Just as he had in 1976, Brown punted, opting not to pursue charges. Gar was understandably frustrated, but there was a silver lining. They might not have precipitated a quick arrest, but those articles about the Sutton leaks did move the case in one important way. Those TV producers who'd just blown off Frank Gar were now interested.
That's the information that I was able to get inside this.
Aw, thank you for the thumbs, my darling.
Airing their segment.
The episode ran in February of 1996. Both Gar and Levitt appeared.
Leonard Levitt is an investigative reporter